Yash, acceptance is the answer to all our problems. There's a place in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous I remember seeing. It says something like, if I'm disturbed at any point, it's because I'm not accepting the situation to be exactly as it's supposed to be right now. So, how does that apply to this? People with bipolar, anxiety, Tourette's, OCD, any mental health imbalance, they're usually pretty scared of their feelings. And understandably, because they're intense. When you have mental health imbalances, we have a sensitive nervous system. Everything's experienced very intensely, full on, you know. I remember I used to call bipolar manic depressive. Don't get stuck on labels. It's just there's some energetic imbalance. But the labels just point to specific symptoms, you know. So then you get a certain label. So bipolar, it's this manic, it's just, you're full on, like too much energy, you know, and it's super addicting. And you want to just stay like that forever. I remember I was when I was 15 and a half, I checked myself into a rehab because I couldn't quit smoking weed. And that just exacerbated the whole bipolar manic depressive symptoms. So if you're smoking weed, be careful. Examine yourself and see, is this really helping me? It may seem to help you. It's like a Band-Aid you put on for a minute, but then it falls off, and you keep putting it on, and then in the meantime, it's making your nervous system weaker. I wonder if I should make a video on weed and mental health disorders. Usually weed doesn't help. It doesn't help people with mental health problems because their nervous system's too sensitive, and the weed usually just makes them more neurotic. But everyone's individual. It used to make me, like, you'd think I was on like cocaine or something. It would just make me so hyper when I used to do that. So anyway, I had to go to rehab to get off it. I couldn't quit. That's the thing. When there's mental health issues and we're using something as a medicine to try to treat that, then we stop that. Then everything just can get all haywire. We have the symptoms from the mental health imbalance. On top of that, we have the withdrawal, which is why it's really hard for people with mental health disorders to quit addictions, because they're already in a vulnerable spastic state. And so then throw the withdrawal symptoms on top of that, and it's too much to bear. So what do? They usually get another addiction. They just keep transferring addictions because it's like too much to bear. So I know. So I went to the rehab, and I remember I asked the doctor in there, though. I'm like, do you think I'm going to lose my energy if I stop smoking weed? I was so worried I would lose that manic state because it felt so good, you know. And of course, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. But the addiction to that, there's something addictive about this whole bipolar state. Not the depressive side, obviously. That sucks. I'm here to give testimony that stuff can get balanced out. Now, it can take some time, and it takes some dedication, and you got to take your life back. And you got to, I share in the other videos about healthy lifestyle habits, a good diet that raises the vibration and frequency. See, everything is frequency. The nervous system and the energy system is vibrating at a certain frequency. Bipolar has a certain frequency. That imbalance has a certain frequency. When the frequency raises, the nervous system's vibrating differently. See, this is beyond a physical level, pills and all that. We're talking about vibration. That affects the nervous system and the body and the mind more than anything. When we're doing healthy lifestyle habits, when we're absorbing the energy from nature or at the beach, or we're around good company that energizes us, that lifts us up, that raises the frequency, and the symptoms will be less. This is how we balance that stuff out. But we can't be scared of our emotions and our feelings even though they're intense, even though, because something's like, we don't want to experience another bad episode of, you know, whatever our mental health situation is. Like, we don't want to have that flare up. And so when we start to feel the feelings come, it's like we want to run, like, no, or distract ourselves or something. But I've shared in another video, the way isn't around, it's through. At some point, we need to get in touch with our inner power and just be here with it. Don't fight it, don't nothing. You just feel, because they're there anyway. The feelings are there anyway. What are we going to do? We can't run from them. We try, but they go back into hibernation if we're not feeling them. We got to feel them in order to, we can't be so scared of them. It's our own mind that's actually causing all the trouble. The feelings themselves, they're just a feeling. There's no reason to be scared of them. They're rather it be anxiety or worry, sadness, whatever, it's going to pass. Feel okay or feel safe letting these feelings play out. Because that's the quickest way to transcend them. When we stop resisting them, we stop feeding them this energy that actually makes them grow. It makes them come back again. When we start to sense the feelings coming and we're like, oh no, that's actually energizing it. And it's making it happen again later. If we keep worrying about something or focused on it, it ensures it's going to appear again because it's in our consciousness. We're going to manifest it again. Now, I got to be careful here. I'm not trying to, there's not about blame or guilt, and I'm not one of these people that say, oh, you manifest everything. If you got cancer, if you got, bipolar, anxiety, you're manifesting it, you're responsible. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that when the feelings come up, just don't worry about it. You call somebody who can give you some support. You can ride off their energy a little bit. They can keep your vibration from going down lower. You can a good friend or somebody, they can, they give you some energetic support. That's what we need during those times. Now, if you're living a healthy lifestyle and diet and all that, and you don't have too many addictions and bad habits, your frequency's already going to be higher. So you're not going to be, when these feelings arise in you spontaneously, whatever, manic or depressive, you're not going to really worry because you're in a higher state of your being. Like wisdom is activated. It's like, okay, yeah, this is going to be temporary. I don't need to trip on it. Because you've already had the experience now of being conscious when these feelings come up. You didn't run before. You didn't try to escape. You didn't try to, give yourself amnesia, like, oh, I just don't want to feel anything. You're like, if you're practicing this, you remember, like, oh yeah, the feelings come, but they pass. Maybe I can go for a walk or go to the sauna or take a hot shower. Just have a healthy kind of, not distraction, but... you can use things to support you in this process. That's what I'm trying to say. But get healthy things. Not weed or alcohol or, drugs or anything. Just find a healthier thing. And the more we do that, the more we raise the frequency and vibration via our lifestyle habits, coupled with being present when these feelings come up, the less the symptoms are going to be there. They're just going to be there less. As time goes on, it gets less and less. And you can manage them better. Your inner strength is stronger. And so it's like, see, before when the feelings come up, the intense feelings, it's like, that's enough to deal with. That's already a big thing. But then our fear and our worry about it, and all the self-talk around it, and all the emotions that creates, that turns a somewhat little monster into a huge monster. So we got to be aware of these things that we're doing unconsciously that exacerbate this situation. This is the holistic way through. Now there's operations and there's drugs and stuff that we can take, and God puts them there for a reason, because there's some people they can't tune to what's being shared right now. But for those that do tune, then you're ready. You're a candidate for what I'm sharing. And this is the best holistic way to balance out so-called incurable mental health issues, because on just pure gross level, they are incurable. There's nobody going to figure this out. The chemistry's too deep. I mean, the imbalance, it's on energetic level. There's no human power that's going to figure that out, no experiment or scientist, nothing. But the level that we're talking, frequency and vibration and using nature, which created everything, it knows. That's the highest intelligence. We're getting that to back us, coupled with being conscious. Just practice consciousness. Like I said, when the feelings come up, you just be conscious. And if you go to sleep for a few seconds, just bring it back. Go to sleep, meaning unconscious. It's a process. It takes time. You can't do all this at once. But what else are we going to do? You see? I don't know any other thing, any other option. This is the highest and the best as far as I'm concerned. That's why I'm sharing it with you. Have a good day.